take you back to the place where we grew. It was more than just a track. In the schoolyard vibes where legends were made. Boys turned to men in the games that we played. Under the sun, life's lessons came raw. Every challenge faced made us stronger for sure. Running through the dirt with our dreams in the race. Competing for respect, every heart was in place. Those playground rules, they became our creed. From basketball courts to the fields of speed. We hustled and flowed with every passing day. Learning how to stand up when life's in the way. In the schoolyard, that's where it began. Brotherhood forged, hand in hand. Through sweat and pain, through laughter and tears. We connected for life, through our hopes and fears. Remember those battles, we fought tooth and nail. Pushing through the struggle, we were destined to prevail. Tagging walls with dreams, spitting.
Welcome to another episode of, I'm about to say the wrong name. This is CR. I'm about to say the podcast name. CR, truly, Chris Bender Sr.
Mr. Scott, every day is Saturday.
Kevin Puckett, enjoying life.
Tommy Maurice Franklin.
Maurice.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Love
sir.
you to say that, bro. They come out so smooth.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike who's not here today. Hopefully he feels better.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, man. But anyway, tonight's show gonna be a little different, man. We're gonna talk about. I got a couple words, and the way it's gonna go is, what's the difference? Has your definition of these words changed from growing up to now, and how have they changed, and why do you think they changed? Like the first word is peace.
It's who?
Peace.
Beef.
Peace. P-E-E-P-E-A-C-E. Peace.
Peace.
Okay.
How has beef changed? No, for a lot of drugs in it now, but anyway.
Turn this thing up. Okay.
Yeah, how has your definition of peace changed?
I know Vincent talks about peace a lot.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, my definition of peace since I retired is heightened now. I'm enjoying my peace. But overall, as a society, I mean, I think our peace was interrupted when, after it was a couple elections back, and then this election, when we put this fool back in office, our peace is changing, man. I mean, we going to war for no reason. It's crazy stuff.
Well, how has your peace changed from when we were kids to now? Like when we were kids, we thought peace meant this, and now we're adults. No, that's a good take. Well, we always get on politics on this show. That's something we always end up talking about. Go ahead.
My peace overall, like my wife, she's home on vacation for the last couple of weeks, and we've been hanging out and this, that, and the other. And I got her almost to say today, man, we stayed in the house all day yesterday and watched movies. I guess every day is Saturday. I was like, yeah, it is. I mean, the thing is just having no deadlines. Because I mean, working at the Mint, you constantly was under deadlines. You know what I mean? You had different projects you had to get done all the time. We don't have none of that. It's peaceful.
Yeah, I guess my definition of peace when we was in the yard was, all right, we just won 10 games in a row. I can relax now. We went to the Y, we won 10 games in a row. Let's go home, enjoy our next meal. I think that was peaceful. That became more of a peaceful time, whereas now, like Vince said, now is more evolved than what really peace should be, like your peace in life, like general, just not one thing, just in life. I want to be at a peaceful state. I think I talk about it a lot. I do a lot of meditation and stuff like that. So I can get to a peaceful state in life versus when we was in the yard, it was like, I'm satisfied now. We good. We won 10 in a row. Yeah. Not that I was going to lose the 11th game, but it
was satisfying. Mr. Puckett.
Well, I mean, the difference in peace to me from back then to now is back then we didn't. It was peaceful because we didn't have to worry about nothing.
I was just thinking the same
You know what I mean? All we had to worry about is what kind of fun we was going to have the next day in the yard getting with each other. We didn't have no real worries. We was at peace whatever we did. You know, the difference between now is that, especially being married with children, is you got to find your peace. Because you always dealing with something, whether it's bills, the kids, the wife, or whatever. So now you have to find your peace. That's the difference to me from back then to now. Early, back from the yard, peace was every day.
I
Once I
mean,
woke up.
we grew up. You think about it, we grew up in the gang war era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, although at times it came our way or came through, it never really touched us.
Right.
You know,
Right.
where we in there running ball and they come running through with knives and bats, and we ain't never
Right.
experienced it.
We ain't had to worry about a
First of
bill.
all, we
What,
had
what,
somebody with early warning system. We like, yo, y'all go in the house. You know what I mean? They look. The
You know
old
what?
heads did. The old heads did look out for us on that. I will say
yeah.
that.
Like I said, we had no worries. That's what made our life back then peaceful. We didn't have anything to worry about.
The
We didn't have
cases,
no bills we had to worry about. You know what I
yeah,
mean? We ain't had no kids we had to worry about. All we had to worry about is what we playing in the yard, what time everybody getting together, what we going to wear when we go out Saturday.
Yeah.
funny
I mean,
thing
Joe, I mean,
is,
I think Kevin hit it on the head. Can you hear me? Because I switched mics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think to me, Kevin hit it on the head. No matter what was going on, when I got into school, it went away. No matter what happened, if I got in trouble at home or whatever, it just wasn't getting along with somebody. Like things once I got in the schoolyard, man, it didn't matter anymore. It was like you stepped into the zone. And it was different, man. And now, again, I agree with all y'all, but now it's different now because I like to be by myself.
yeah.
My thing is, I laugh all the time. People laugh because, like, I'll sit in my car, man. My wife said something else. She says, you sit in your car a long time in the garage before you come in the house. It's like, I get my music on, man. I try to unload everything for the day in my car. And I just got to sit there, man. Yep.
Find your peace. You got to find that peace.
Because I know when I come in the house, it's going to be something. It's going to be a question about something. So it's like, it's something. And it's funny because I laugh and joke about it because I say it all the time. It's something that, in their eyes, needs to be answered right away. In my eyes, it ain't going away.
It's not right. Nobody bleeding, nobody dying. It's not that important.
Yeah.
So it is different now. Finding the peace now. Go ahead.
It's different things that you do to heighten your peace. Yeah. Like I know I was talking to Keith one day on the humbug, and he kept telling me how he paid all his bills for the month by the 15th. So from the 15th to the 30th, he had no bills to worry about. So I was like, all right, well, I'll pay all my bills by the 2nd. So from the 2nd to the 30th, I'm cool. I ain't got to worry about no bills. I'll pay them on the 1st, and then I'll go over everything. I double check on the 2nd to make sure everything good. And I'm cool.
Yeah, but peace is interesting because a lot of people don't have peace right now, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
Man. You got folk walking around talking to themselves, man. It's tough.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how it seemed it was so simple back then versus now, though.
Mm-hmm.
For them, man. So my second word is friendship. What do you think has changed? It may not have changed. The definition of friendship when we're growing up in the yard versus now.
Well, the friendship that we developed in the yard is we could see somebody for 10 years and fall right back to a conversation as though you was talking to them yesterday. It ain't like Chinese arithmetic. It's like, oh damn, how you been? Bop, 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 bop. You right back to, we talking about growing up and what's going on in your life. But true friends you know, people you can turn to when you got a little problem you need to discuss. They can talk you through it. You know, different people got different experiences. You know, I can honestly talk to any of y'all guys if I was going through something and know that y'all would give me your honest opinion and not something that would steer me in the wrong direction and drive me down the wrong path and get me in more trouble.
I'm gonna say the friendship in the yard. I guess we didn't understand it fully,
Yeah,
or we didn't appreciate it fully. As like Vince says. So when you see somebody 10 years later, unfortunately at a funeral or just bumping into them,
yeah,
then you realize that friendship was love. Wait a minute, I love this guy. That's my friend. That I do anything for this guy. Some things and we I think in the yard we kind of knew, but maybe I didn't know that. But now you're like, wow, I'll run through a brick wall for that guy. And
he understood exactly what was going on back then. You know,
yeah,
it was because it was normal to us. You
yeah.
know, but here we are, 50 some odd years later.
Right. I, I think with me, uh, from back then, the friendship that we had, I think it transcended into a brotherhood.
Yeah,
I think today, I
Family.
try to compare a lot of the, like people I meet or whatever, as far as friendship. I try to match them up to how we was. So, you know, it's hard to really nowadays, nowadays back then, you let your guard down.
yeah,
You ain't had to worry about your friend stabbing you in the back, whispering in your girl. Nowadays, it's just hard to, trust somebody or really call somebody a friend nowadays because there's no trust.
yeah.
There's no trust.
I
I
mean,
know.
So that's the difference to me. Back then, it was no worries. You know what I mean? I could sit $500 down on the step and walk away and know that $500 going to be there when I get there. If y'all three sitting there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I do that
Like,
today. Then
damn.
I got to find out. Yeah, I got to fight all three of y'all to find out who got it. You know what I mean?
First of all, we ain't gonna let you walk away, without
But
it.
right,
No, no,
exactly. You know what I mean?
no, get that.
Yeah.
I think friendship for me changed. And I think in the schoolyard, it was easier. And what I mean by
Yeah.
easier, because we had spent so much time together, we got to know each other.
Yeah,
Heck, we together almost every day. We were able to agree to disagree.
hmm
And to Kev's point, you had to almost do a background check to see if somebody was legit.
Right.
Everybody was out for
Right.
themselves. Well, nobody fronting. Now it
yeah.
was like, man,
But
you
you know
meet
what?
somebody in one environment, then you go to
Schoolyard
another
days,
environment, they're a totally different person.
Yeah.
Who are you?
schoolyard, our responsibilities in life were totally different. So we were more relaxed. You know what I mean? We had less responsibilities. We had to worry about running home, paying bills, nothing like that. But now that we're adults, and it's just like the comfort and the brotherhood that you feel when you're around somebody, and the trust that you feel when you're around somebody, and feel like you can speak openly, or you ain't got to worry about somebody trying to come back on you negatively, because they got your best interest in mind at all times.
And I think that was key because everybody was there. About to sit back and think about it, right? There were so many different personalities in there. I
Yeah,
mean, a whole ton of different personalities in there, man. But it
Mm.
all seemed to mesh. And to me, like now, it's almost like you got to work at a friendship now. You know what I mean? It's like you got to check them
yeah.
out. You got to investigate them, man. You make sure all this stuff. And it's like, man, do I want to do all that? Like, no,
Right.
I tell,
no.
I tell you what, I got two friends that I've known. Well, really, one friend that I've known on under 25 years that I consider a friend. Wow. That's outside the schoolyard, just growing up. I don't have no fresh new friends around. I got acquaintances,
Right.
Co-workers.
people that I trust with my heart.
Yeah, I have a bunch of acquaintances too, man.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I got neighbors and
Yeah,
co-workers. Yeah.
Well, I think part of it is because now people know each other a week and they friends.
yeah.
Mhm.
They,
Mhm.
they claim that's my boy. You just met him.
Oh, that's my cousin. Remember
Yeah,
back then, everybody was a cousin.
I had a funny story. My brother Virgil,
I'll be right back.
he was good for calling people his brother to the point where this female approached me and talking about, I met your other brother. I was like, what other brother? Steve. I have a damn brother named Steve. Virgil said he was your brother. I said, no, that's one of his friends.
Yeah. Prince Dom on him. He snitched on him.
Yeah, like, I don't know what you talking
about. But I think even when it's funny because I work with kids and high school kids in particular. We'll be in the room, we'll be meeting, we'll be having a deep conversation, and they tell each other business so easy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean personal stuff that like, like what you talking about, man. Why you 17 in ninth grade? I don't need to know that. You know what I mean? They embarrassed and they think that's cool. They share personal stuff about families and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, that's your friend?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's stuff that you know, and you know that the person feels bad, but he's trying to be cool, kind of play it off. But I mean, they be sharing all kind of about people's moms and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that whole definition, man. But plus, let me tell you something, man. Nowadays, you know, I say the 85%, man. I'm telling you, I don't trust a lot of folk, man. I do. I think most people I've come across got an angle about something. They do. It's like I gotta watch them out the corner of my eyes. Like some people walk up, like they make sure I know my wallet is.
But especially when they want to walk up and they like just try too hard to be your friend.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Be like, nah, bro, I'm good.
Yeah, I got enough of those.
Text me one of my way. They turn around, they get mad when you don't respond.
Yeah.
Like, you don't respond. Like, dude, I got stuff to do, man. So I just think that whole definition is so different now, man, of what friendship is. I also think, friends do each other in now.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's total different, right? I mean, how you call somebody your friend and you stab him in the back? You messing around trying to whisper in his lady ear. Like, no.
Other wives and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I told somebody once growing up, I ran into a female that we grew up with. I won't mention any names. And they say, well, why me and you ain't never get together? I said, well, you dated such and such. Once that happened, you dead to me and dating.
Right.
That'll never happen.
You undateable, right?
I would never. And that's just, I don't know, it's an inner loyalty, but you dated my boy. Nah, that ain't happening.
But that's supposed to be the number one bro code, ain't it?
Yeah, supposed to be.
I think most people. I don't know. It seems like women are a little more. I don't want to call them loose, but they seem to be more accepting that than guys. Like most guys I know, they have that protocol. Every now and then, some of them slip up, but
you know more than I know like that. Because I'm not gonna say I know, but I hear every day how these even to high school level that somebody be trying to talk to their girl. I'm like, that's your boy's girl, man. Yeah,
right.
But I think it might be more like Vincent said, because I've had it happen to me. I've had women come up to me, yo, man, what's up, man? Never. And Chris, we both had. We went through that. Some of that.
Yeah, but guess what? They don't kidnap you and make you do anything.
I'm just saying they don't. But they ask us. They do ask us, why can't we go out?
But see, my logic was different because my logic was different because you do it to him, you won't do it to me.
Right.
It can be no different.
And then plus you done broke up our friendship.
Right. That's what I'm saying. No, I'm not doing that. Yo, no, that's not there. But you have, my goodness, you have women that date just their brother and they ask you, what's up with us?
I mean, I don't know. I just think this goes back to what I said, man. People just selfish and self-centered, man, and they see something they want it, they don't care. They don't think about the ramifications. They don't think about the damage it does. There's people who marry, somebody else's friend. They all know each other and they get married. I think that's crazy too. Like I'll be thinking every time you see him, like, yo, what happened? Like in my mind, like, yo, I'm just telling you the truth. I'll be like, yo, every time we get together, they start talking. What y'all talking about? It's like, yo. Oh, I'm the only one, right? Nah, but it's just different, man. I think it's a lack of respect.
Yeah.
I do.
That's
it. Respect is something I'm big on. You know what I mean?
And and even if the girl was the guy should be like, look, man, I just can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting, man. But friendship,
This shouldn't even really. It shouldn't even be a reason for the woman to even come up to the guy and approach him like that. Because if that's your buddy, girl, she shouldn't even get that kind of vibe from you.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
But some people think it's like some people think it's a game. Yeah. It's like somebody wanting something they know they can't have, so it turns into like a game.
Yeah.
Or some people do it to hurt the girl, to hurt their friend, to hurt the guy.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? They should have not.
Yeah, that integrity thing, that's like Vince said. Once you there, you're not here. You can't come here. You that's dead. You can't.
Oh yeah, you can't come back.
Right. Yeah. You there.
Yeah.
Enjoy
it. Enjoy it for real.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. You picked your path.
Right.
Walk it.
I don't know, man. It's just, but I think again, definitions change, and I think that's what kind of intrigued me when I talk to people, even adults. You talk to young people. It's like the things that we never used the words character integrity, but we had codes that certain things we just didn't do. Like Kevin mentioned, we didn't steal from each other.
Yeah.
If one of us had money and somebody didn't have money, we all had money.
We all had money.
We shared.
And it did become a thing when we got together with other people, started embarrassing each other. But you never had no money. We just never did that.
Yeah.
No.
It was never like pay me back. And I think now relationships in general is just different.
Mm-hmm. Especially, we never did nothing like that around other people. Now we might have talked, bust on each other around each other like that. But when we was out in public, we never talked like that. We went to the wider pizza shop.
Yeah. That was us.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Even though we knew who was going to be coming without no money.
Yeah, but it wasn't no big deal,
Yeah, then it wasn't, but now, even and this is one of the questions. Even when I sit down, I talk to couples, and you talk about marriages and things like that. It's more now. They want to get to a relationship where somebody has something already. It's no more. Let's get together and build this together.
Build. Mm-hmm.
Somebody got to have something. Somebody got to bring.
They want to step into something already established.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Or they not even married yet. They talking about a prenup.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what you prenup on your PlayStation? You don't have
right.
you
only make $50,000 a year.
Yeah, you got none. What you talking about?
I want to keep what's mine. You living in your mom's basement. You driving your mom's car. What's yours?
Yeah.
But it's funny how this changed because we never even. I didn't know what a prenup was when I was going around schoolyard. And now it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So I see how things have changed.
Me and my wife was broke when we met. So,
me too.
Well, I was going to protect my brokenness.
Yeah.
You want to split it down the middle.
You get nothing, I get nothing.
It's just interesting, man. Even you talk about, like, a lot of people now tell me good and bad is all relative now. Like I had a young man, not a young man either, like in his 20s, say, yo, if you don't get caught, it's not wrong.
That means he has no morals.
But that's the new thing now. People good and bad is, and you look politics, not to get on politics, you see it every day. But it amazes me people at our level think, because they're not protected by a bunch of people.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta live your life as though God is always watching. Yeah, I mean, they don't miss nothing.
Well, we're gonna get to the faith part, but you have a group of people growing up now who just don't. They don't see right or wrong as being absolute. You know, it's
They just see what they want and they want
yeah,
it now. That's
it's a,
Yeah,
it.
yep.
that's their selfishness, Chris.
Hmm.
I was talking to somebody today, and they were saying the same thing. They were saying how when they went through marriage counseling, you know, we were laughing because they were talking about marriage, you know, marriage counseling. So like none of you know this. This is my secret about, you know, I got kicked out of marriage counseling. Not a whole lot of people know that, but I got the boot.
Oh, don't feel bad. You ain't by yourself on that.
I got the boot. I was asking so many questions. He said, "Man, this
You got kicked out too, man.
Yeah, I did.
He said, "Yo." So I mean, I say that because I was talking to her, and we got to the same conversation. How even people in relationships now are so selfish.
Yeah,
It's all about them.
Hmm.
You know, even when it comes to kids, it's still all about them. Now we on this call, we sacrifice for our kids, but it's like, and I think that's another thing that's kind of changed.
yeah,
You know, we looked out for each other. It was organically. It wasn't. You know, it was naturally. It wasn't that somebody made us do it, or you know, because we were all in the same class. We just kind of gravitated to that, and that's different now.
yeah. Well, Chris, I got kicked out because I told the counselor, I said, all right, when we was done, the whole time I kept seeing her looking at her watch. I said, first of all, you trying to rush us through. I said, you're a young white female, you unmarried, and you haven't even lived life yet. Only thing you can give me is a textbook answer. So therefore, I don't hear nothing you got to say, really. That was that last appointment.
I'd have kicked you out too.
Me too.
Nah, I got kicked out because I just had a bunch of questions. I, you know, it was we just got, you know, I just got into the church and we were talking about women being submissive. So I was like, look, man, so I'm like, yo, so you mean to tell me if you move to Beirut in the middle of the war, your wife gonna go with you, tell her to go? He looked at me, man, like, yo, I didn't know any better. I just had like, yo, I need to know. Because, you know, I'm thinking when you tell me submissive, you know, the women I know weren't that submissive. You know,
Right.
you know, whatever I say, I'm like, you know, maybe I found the wrong one. Maybe, you know, I'm just thinking ingredients. I don't know.
I need that one like Eddie Murphy joint. Hop on one leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you remember his joke, though. Remember his joke.
Bark like a dog.
Uh-huh.
Remember his joke when she became Americanized. All of a sudden.
Yeah.
Half.
Yeah.
So since we're moving in, how has your definition of love changed from when we were young, you dating to now?
You said dating?
Yeah, dating.
Oh,
Love. How's your definition of love changed when you were dating? Yeah. I ain't asked no names, no secrets. Just how's it changed?
Female. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean, when you just dating, you out there sowing them oats.
No, that was an example. What I'm saying, the first time you thought you were in love versus now, how's it changed?
Well,
I mean, I'll say, but back then, it's like you said, Chris, you know, when you meet a girl and you get all bubbly stomach and googly eyes, you thought that was love.
Right. You had
No,
no idea.
now that you get older and you get married, you know what the true meaning of love is.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of sacrifices, a lot of, you know, giving and going, you know, a lot of understanding, a lot of communication. You know, to me, it's more work now than it was back then. Back then, you know, it wasn't really love. It was more or less lust and happy you got somebody.
Back then, you was on the hit it and quit it.
Right. You know what I mean?
Well,
there was always an out.
We talking about love. We ain't talking about.
I'm just saying that sometimes you thought you confused love with lust, and but you know, you think like I really enjoy it. I really like this girl, and she really makes me feel good. So you know, I think I love her.
I think I love her.
I think I love her. You know.
You was thinking from your loins.
Yeah.
And not with you.
Nah, that's not
you know, back then we didn't even know what the meaning of love was for real.
No, we didn't. Actually, we didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
we didn't.
Yeah, I
And
think
like I said, and as we got older and got deeper, to me, like I said, got deeper into real relationships, then you found out what love is. Love
Yeah.
is not just from the heart.
no.
That's it is from the muscle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's work. It's work.
It's
The
work.
brain, the
It
heart,
is work. It
like
ain't
you
Yeah.
easy.
said,
It
every
definitely
part
ain't
of
easy.
your body, you giving in. Like you said,
Yeah.
You get it right. It's work.
100% sacrifice to one another, and
Yeah.
that's what love became. Now
Yeah.
Yeah.
versus before it wasn't. I didn't sacrifice nothing for you, but I like you. You make me feel good. You do a lot of good things, and we got some things in common. I
Right.
love you. I love you. But then you later on you found out, wait, I wasn't in love.
Right.
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 That in love meaning that I'm totally devoted to you, and you devoted to me.
And we got to work. We got because there's love now. It's hard work. It's keeping it, and that's what people think. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm married. Well, I love her. All right, well, you got to keep that. You got to keep working.
Oh
Cause
yeah,
that love ain't gonna carry you without no work. It's
you
gonna
got to
fade
keep
out.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna fade out. So that's why I said today, love is hard. It's hard work.
You always learning too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
yeah,
give you something to think about. I'm gonna give you
Yeah,
something.
if
When
we
I sit
make
down,
it to Saturday, it'll be 39 years.
yeah. When I
I,
sit
Mm,
down, when I sit
blessings.
down,
Yeah.
I heard a song the other day, and it just hit me. If I had one wish in
So,
life, what would that wish be?
mm.
And I looked at my wife and I said, "Wow, I got my wish.
Okay.
I
Hey,
got
look,
my
look.
wish.
I thought you was referring to the Ray J song. One
I
wish,
will.
one.
I
That's the
am.
one. Oh,
I am.
okay. All right. All
I
right.
am. I am. So
Yeah. One wish, one wish. Yeah.
if you
Mm-hmm.
had one wish, Cat, one wish,
Right.
if you had one
Right.
wish,
I'm
and
gonna
I
tell you
and I
something.
and I was looking at her, and I was like, wow, if I had one wish,
This is one of the things that to think about. When I sit down with couples, the first thing I do is ask them to write down their definition of love. About 90% of the time, we get two different definitions
Yeah.
because most people don't know what love is. Kev said that earlier. Most people don't.
Right.
I love
Yeah, they don't.
popsicle. I love my car. I love my clothes. We
They
just throw
don't.
the word around. Some people don't understand that love is commitment. That love is decision. The work goes into it. So that's
Mm-hmm.
part of the problem because you got two people with two different definitions of love. What are you working towards?
Yeah.
Right.
So just think about it. How many people don't know what that definition is? Some of us, like you say, all three, you said the same thing. The first time you get emotions for somebody, you think is love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it just
I mean,
yeah.
I know if I look to my right, if I'm in a bad situation, I look to my right, I know my wife is there. You know what I mean? She always there. Through thick or thin, she can be mad. She'll make sure
that's where
that
that work
I got
comes
a
in.
hot plate. I got a hot plate sitting in front of me, and I ain't got to worry about there's something in it, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it'd be 41 years. Well, in August, it'd be 41 years for us.
Yeah,
Hey, it's been a journey, man. But I also know,
yeah,
to me, you don't really find out. It's easy to have love during the good times.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
When you start going through stuff, man, that's when the test comes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's when the test comes, man.
Because
And not just the test for you,
a
but not
lot
just
of
the test for
women
you.
will turn and run in bad times.
But I mean, it's not just a test for you; it's a test for both of y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To see what she's made of. Because sometimes we
Yeah.
think, man, I think a lot of people get married now, especially with the no fault divorce, they think it's going to be easy, or they get married with the idea of, well, if I get married, it don't work, I can get out. So they kind of plan the escape hatch before they get in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they've made marriage so easy to get out of. But when you established and you've been in as long as we have, there's stipulations that come with that.
But again, that falls back to one, maturity, and two is like, okay, we know that it's going to take work to make this love thing reality. Like you said, Vince, y'all work to a point where if something go wrong or, just you lose your job or something, you can look to your right and know your wife going to be there, or you don't have to look at
I
all
mean,
and
and
know she going to
also,
be there. You know what I mean?
you make sure if something happened to you, that your wife Your family,
Let's take care.
basically your wife is protected.
So let me
Yeah.
ask you a question then.
You know?
Can you think of one particular moment in your relationship, if you want to share, where you really said, "Man, that's love"?
I think when after my wife had my daughter and she was standing there on the porch on 32nd Street holding her, and I just was like she had this aura around her. I was like, man, that's my wife, you know. And at that point right there, I was in it, lock, stock, and barrel.
Though late, you went anyway at that point, dude.
Yeah, I was in it.
Well, to me, it was back, during that family situation, when I ain't had nowhere to go, and my wife could have left and went to her people's house with the kid and left me to handle mine all by myself.
Yeah,
But no, she made arrangements where we all went, and they made, what I mean? So it's like she didn't think. That's why I'm like, okay, yeah, she got my back. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That right there, bro. You know what I mean?
What about
Like
you?
I was assed out, nowhere to go with a 5-month-old baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was in October. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing
Right.
cold,
She made one phone call and be like, don't worry about it, baby. We're going to go here.
Yeah.
Till we get right.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about. What about you, Mr. Maurice Franklin?
Yeah. Well, I go back. I don't know how far I can go back. I go back early on in life when we were at a cookout, and it was our family cookout, and all of a sudden, gunshots start firing, boop 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 boop, pow pow pow. I'm like, oh goodness, what's going on here? So I'm like, I'm not in this thing here. So somebody was trying to pass me a gun. I was like, this ain't my fight. I'm out of here. I'm trying to get out of here. And I went and jumped in the car, and I said, all right, let me get in the car. I'm going. Before I could close the door, boom! She jumped in the car. I'm like,
let's go.
I'm like, your family in there. She was like,
you her family.
My family. We out here.
I'm getting a getaway car.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I know how much she loved her family, and I didn't want to desert them too. But that was an unnecessary fight, unnecessary shootout, and from what I learned is that ain't your fight. Get out.
Yeah.
And I love her, and I didn't want to leave her there too. We wasn't married then, but we was on our way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That solidified it, didn't it?
Yeah. when she jumped in that car,
that solidified it.
What are you doing?
That means when the gunshots start popping, she started looking for Tommy.
She sure did.
Yeah.
Where you at?
And I said,
come on. And I'm not gonna say I wasn't looking for her, but I was happy that she jumped in the car. But I was like, okay.
Hey, let's go. Yeah.
Let's go. Thank God nobody got shot.
Yeah.
For me, it was I'm home. I was recovering from cancer. My mom was going through Alzheimer's. My dad was in early stages of dementia, and my wife took all three of us. That was amazing to me.
Mm.
And I'm a baby when I get sick. Let me tell you, man.
There's everybody on the panel.
I'm like you. I'm like, this ain't hot.
Yeah.
Yo, you're not coming back. It's like,
we take care of that. Everybody on the panel.
Hey, you ask any of our wives, they're gonna tell you the same thing. They big ass babies when they get sick.
I'm like, I ain't gonna tell no lie, man. But it's funny because I watched her do it. I watched her, from one, Tom, you've been here. I got that from one end of the hallway to the next end of the hallway, man. Just take. I was like, man. And then you actually like, I don't know if I could do that. It's like, I don't know if I could do that. And she did. I looked at, and then when my dad near the end of his life, he came here to stay with us. And and that's a whole different situation. Time we know about that, it was a whole different situation. But and I watched she took care of him, and it really impacted our lives because before then we were empty nesters. So she would call me up on Friday and say, "Yo, what we doing? Meet me there." Or I would take her to work on Friday, pick her up, we go whatever we want to do. It was nobody here but us.
Yeah,
Right.
So when we took him in, it was like, now we got to be home. Now she got to cook dinner every day. When it was just me, I wasn't getting that. She was like, yo. But she did. She cooked to him 7 days a week, man. And we used to go out and get stuff sometimes. We couldn't leave him without a nurse. And my dad was funny because if he didn't like the nurse, he would do something crazy, man, like spill a bunch of stuff or something like, oops, my bad, just to make us stay. So she hung in there, man. I was like, man. Yeah. I was like, yo, and it's stuff like that, like each of you described, man, that you got that person who's gonna ride or die. And because I hear so many stories about so many people, they don't have that in a relationship. Heck, I wonder if they friends. Seriously.
Like now.
Wow.
My wife can go out to dinner with her friends or something like that. I'm like, oh, I'm good. You ain't gotta bring me nothing. She bring me something anyway. She never goes out without bringing me some food. And her friends even know. They be out there, be like, you better get Mr. Vince something.
But that was also different because when you're younger, I can't say you got to myself. When you're younger and you're in a relationship, like you think you're in love, you never really get tested in that way.
Yeah.
Because you kind of let some stuff slide. You know what I mean? You kind of, everything is not, and then as you get older, you get married, man, you kind of get this picture and all of a sudden, man, I got to really work at this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I got to put the work in, man. And that's where the decision comes in because a lot of people leave, man, because I say this all the time, man. There's times everybody go through that stretch, man, where it ain't fun.
Yeah.
It ain't fun, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think people quit. I know a lot of people.
They do. A lot of people do quit. Like I told you, I said, with my wife, I want to be to a point where she has that feeling of euphoria. When I say every day is Saturday, I got her this close. I got her this close this weekend. She said, I'm not going to say it. I was like, go ahead and say it. Because she didn't even know what day it was.
She's probably saying it to herself, but she going to hold on, bro. That's what
she off a couple of weeks. And like I told her, I said, because her job, she deal with millions of dollars, man. And, one mistake, cause the company money, and that's a lot of pressure. And I understand it. I understand it because just like at work, we dealing with millions of dollars a day, and it's, it is a lot of pressure, because it's a lot of backlash if something go wrong. And I told her, I said, I'm trying to, in this year, looking at her retiring. So, and I'm gonna get her to say every day Saturday though. She going look. She already made me a theme song. So,
oh shit, he got his own theme. He got his own theme music.
Song. Yeah,
oh
dang! I'll be banging it in the truck, man. And she did a good job on it too, man. It's nice. Like I said, I got it this close. This close.
Yeah.
She was like, I didn't even think about it. It's just so comfortable and this, that, and the other. I said, go ahead and say it. Say it. Go ahead and say it. She said, I'm not saying it.
So when do you think, at what stage of your life do you think you were ready for a real relationship? Not Vincent's relationship he was talking about. He out there being a rat, just hopping around.
That one was kind of easy. I think we all was kind of groomed for a real relationship based on our family lives and living. Basically, like it was like once you got out of high school and started getting a job, you was planning on getting a family then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, there was a hard transition coming from college, where when you're in college and you like a star athlete and women throwing themselves at you, to coming back home in the real life. And crazy thing is, the first woman that I started dating, I married her.
Yeah. That was already in your DNA.
Yeah, I
That
think
was programmed in our DNA.
I think I sold all my oats, and we had so much.
Yeah, right.
We had
Yeah,
so much in common that it was just like
that right. That was
Yeah,
the whole.
and I
That's the whole end game. Just to
and I
find,
guess I agree with Vincent. It was like the real dating. What see, my wife is really the only woman that I really dated. I mean, I went out with women and
yeah,
sold your oats, whatever you want to call it, did whatever you want to do. But
yeah.
once I met her, it was like she's the one. I think I met her, and Chris wasn't with us. He normally hang out. Kev, you was with me actually when I met her. you didn't know it, but it was me, you, Fred, and I don't know who else was supposed to be there, but
I was home being a father to my son.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was Cape Son. But that next day, I went over to his house and I said, Chris, I met this girl. I'm gonna marry her. And Chris was like, damn,
right there.
I said, Chris, I'm gonna marry her.
Ting.
I wasn't ready for a relationship. I wasn't, man. Look, I was having time of my life, man. Look, man, I was having a ball. I was I discovered this superpower. Like girls like me. It was like, yo, and I was just coming off of, not the same names, but I was just coming off. It was funny. So, and Vincent and Kevin don't know the story. Tommy knows the story. I was hanging out. I met my wife in September. Her birthday was September 24th, and we got engaged on my birthday, November the 6th. So I hadn't even known her. It was crazy. And what made the whole thing more crazy, she hates when I tell this story, I met 3 girls with the same name.
Dang.
So then had no idea who I was calling next day. I used to tease her, say, lucky you were home. You were home. She didn't think that was funny. I would say, yo.
Could have been the other one.
That's right. Could have been another Debbie. You missed the time. But I wasn't. And that was 41 years ago, man. 41 years ago, August, man.
Yeah. I made it work. Make it work. It's work. You said it was a journey, Chris. It's a journey.
It is. Because one, you learn more. To me, I learned so much more about myself in this relationship than I ever learned before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You will learn a lot in the marriage. Yes, about yourself. Yeah. You will learn a lot.
Well, the older I got, the more settled I got.
Yeah. I was just going to say that. I'm like,
early marriage, I was still like a wild bucking horse. You had
to redefine yourself.
Yeah, I got more and more settled.
Like I think people, like for instance, people say the 7-year itch, and when I try to explain to people, to me, the 7-year itch is not about people chasing sex. It's about people changing and maturing and trying to stay on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
You like if you meet somebody and you meet in the club and all you gotta do is club, and all of a sudden one day you wake up and decide I want to go back to school. That's traumatizing to a relationship. Especially the other person want to club all it is. The other person, and what's the first thing they say? You changing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you do change, and that's part of life. Successful people. You do. But marriage couples struggle with that because some people think they're going to be married to the person they married their whole life.
Right. That's that's not possible.
You grow. It's possible, but you grow.
No, it ain't possible.
That's not possible.
Everybody's going to change some kind of way.
Right. It's not possible.
I'm sorry, maybe I missed the question. What are you saying?
I said some people think the person they married, that person going to be the same way as long as they're married.
Oh, no. You're right.
Yeah, right.
No, that's a lie. That's a
lie. Right. They say that's a myth. That's a myth.
That's a lie. You outright lying.
When you talk to people, especially younger people, and they think about getting married, they believe that. No. They believe that it's going to be the same for years. And I think that's how a lot of marriages struggle. When I sit down, when I'm counseling, I'm talking to couples, that some of the stuff they say is like, well, that's life. Well, when we first got married, man, he wasn't like this. Of course not. If you say the same when you die. Yeah, I'm like, what do you expect? It's the same thing, when you try to tell people, you can pretty much judge somebody's character by their family. You know, if you look at the family, man, you can get a good idea, at least the foundation where people come from.
Mm-hmm. What you gonna end up with?
And some people ignore that. You know, so I just think, you know, that whole love thing is different now. And I
Yeah.
think, like, what did somebody tell me? Oh, you don't have to like her. You know, you just love her. And I'm like, how do you do that?
You right. You can't do one without the other.
No, you can't like the person without. If you don't like them, you can't love them.
You ain't gonna love them.
I mean, if you can do it, that's wow.
How?
Yeah,
But
that's amazing. That's amazing.
No,
That's amazing.
I think it's another lie. I think it's another lie.
Yeah.
But I think
I gotta grow. I gotta grow to like you before I can love you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, unless it's lust. Vincent talks about where you start off.
Lust.
Lust.
Right.
Yeah.
Start off
Yeah.
with love.
Yeah.
But see, that's another difference because I have less tolerance for people now than I used to have.
Yo, patience is thin. Yo.
Yo, like, you know, somebody called me up today, right? And I couldn't talk to him, so I called him back. And it's like I'm in the middle of them hustling, and they're like joking around, like, "Negro, don't you got something to do? Because I do."
Yeah. You called me. What did you want?
Yeah. Right. And then they do, especially when they say, "Well, I didn't want anything." Well, what you call me for? yo, I'm like, I didn't say it, but you say this to yourself. Like, what you calling me for then? I didn't want anything. I'll blow your phone up, Kevin. You finally pick up. I didn't want anything. You just
I ain't want nothing.
So I do. So what do you think? Because as we close, I think that part of me, man, is like I have little patience. I just
look. I got a question for you guys. All right, when you first met your wife, what about her caught your attention?
She was dressed like me.
Okay.
That's probably gonna be the best one right there. That already has similar taste.
Yeah, we had on both of us. We had on Italian silk shirts.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Hers was green and tan. Mine's was blue and tan. Both of us had on tan slacks.
Okay.
She had on green gator.
Okay.
And I had on tan gator boots.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, that's me right there.
Yeah.
You're right about that. You gotta get me closer to that.
Yeah.
Only closer, her name would have been Katrina. Then it would have been
Katrina. Yeah. As soon as I seen it, like that's what it tried. Like she dressed just like me. So that's my style.
Yeah, I just thought my wife was the most beautiful woman in the world. She just was so attractive. I'm like, that's what I want right there. If I can have that, that's what I want.
Yeah.
So I still think she's beautiful. So you know, that's just me.
There you go. Well, oddly enough, the thing that I seen first on my wife that attracted me was her eyes, and it was at nighttime. And my brother Paul was actually trying to talk to her.
Oh God!
And like our eyes met, and I was attracted to her eyes, and I was just like, man, this. Before I even seen the whole package was dynamite. I seen the eyes, and the eyes is what grabbed me, and they caught me.
He was hypnotized.
I was hypnotized.
Never happened to me before, right? Never happened.
Then when I seen the rest of it, I was hypnotized.
Yeah, so it was physical attraction. I mean, it may be shallow. That's what it was for me.
But the thing is, it was the eyes. It wasn't, because I seen the eyes first. I didn't see the figure. I didn't see the hair. I seen nothing other than the eyes just caught my attention because it was at night.
Nice.
At that. And I was sitting in the car. And Paul got to talking and this, that. I got out the car and I looked at him and me and her caught eyes and we like stared at each other like, damn.
Poor Paul.
It was over then.
He shooting his shot and she looking at you. It's funny. Mine is
stood up that I seen that she was like 5'9", 5'10", and I was like, okay.
Yeah. Mine was really funny because she was the first person in a long time to say no.
Yeah.
Like, no, yeah. Tommy, we used to hang out and I was like, no, what am I missing something?
Me, no. Spell that for me.
Yeah, like what? Yeah. You mean like KNOW, like right? Nah, it was funny, man. And then we just started talking everything, and we had a lot in common, man. And it was just something about her that all of a sudden, because Tommy, nobody believed when I told her I was getting it. It was something inside me talking to her that said, it's time to slow down. It's time to calm down. Because you remember, I was getting the room for my birthday every year at the hotel.
Oh yeah.
That was we were doing it every year. Vince wasn't around there, but we'd get a room, 2 rooms at the hotel.
Vince
we would open up the door all night long. Yeah, all night long.
Vince was in college. He wouldn't come home for the party.
We would have
the only time I came home was on Christmas in the summer.
Yeah, we had our own college party while you were in college. Yo, but she was just different. She was just different, man. And then then she wasn't from the neighborhood, so that was different. Yeah. It was somebody who we didn't have mutual friends. So it wasn't somebody always chipping in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the narrative to it, man. It was. And that was it. And, then other stuff started to kick in when you spend time for them. So for me, it wasn't long at all, man. It was like, and I just knew it was Tommy, man. She the one. Tommy and Fred, everybody thought I was crazy, man. But yeah. Funny story, Fred actually got mad at me about that. Isn't that crazy?
You can't.
Fred the one that told me about it.
Stuff you can't explain, man.
I can't believe you getting married. So because it was funny because we went to your mom's funeral, Kev, and Tommy knew the story. So we all out there talking. So Fred was like, I'm still mad at you. I'm like, what you mad at me for? I'm like, dude, I ain't seen you in years. He's like, no. He says, and I should have said what I said. He said, yeah, man, because you went and got married. So Fred, you just love my type. I was like, what? Yeah, all these years that you get me, yeah. But yeah, so that was funny, man. But yeah, it was time for me. It just was time for me. I had to grow up.
Yeah.
I had to grow up, man. So,
yeah, you're right.
Here we are. Me and my wife, we on 28 this year. We coming up on, well, we already at 28. We coming up more 29.
Okay.
I mean not 29, 39.
The same thing.
Get it right, man. Get it right.
To that 40.
Right.
It's funny. We went to a wedding, and it's something that the DJ did. He said, I want all couples on the floor. So all couples got on the floor, and we out there dancing. He said, everybody with 5 years, sit down. Everybody with 10 years, sit down. Everybody with 15 years or less, sit down. 20 years or less, sit down. And there was only one couple there that had more years together than we had. And I felt amazed. I was proud.
Yeah, what y'all coming up on 15?
Who, me?
Yeah.
11.
11?
Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah.
The next 5 years are going to go past so fast.
Yep.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's going to blow past, man. I'm looking up here. Like, how do we get to 15 that fast? Now 41, man.
Yeah.
I used to be able to say, I had clothes older than you, but I can't say that now. Yeah, I'm going. Yo, another great time, man. Really love you guys.
Most definitely.
Shoot me some topics, man. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about, man.
Love you guys.
Love you too, bro. Peace.
My son's waiting out the way. We'll pick a date.
Some might get better, man.
Yeah, definitely.
We need that. We need that
edge.
That mic spice up there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, see you guys later. Peace, man.
All right, peace.
Love y'all.
Love you, guys.